I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Vietnam Veterans News Podcast. News of interest about Vietnam veterans from a Vietnam veteran. Now, here's your host, Mac Payne.
This is Mac Payne here with episode 1780 of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast. News about the Vietnam War and the brave veterans who served there, as told to you by yours truly, a Vietnam veteran. In this episode, I have an exciting story for you. I am going to continue my effort of extolling the virtues and accomplishments of the great Vietnam veteran generation. A generation that is as great as any that ever heeded the call of duty from its country. They went over to Vietnam and served their country in a difficult situation. They came home, and despite an unfriendly reception, the vast majority of them continued serving their country, and that has been proven over the last 50 years. All you've got to do is take a look at what they've done during that period. In this episode, I'm going to highlight another tremendous representative of that great generation. When we came home, we were older, wiser, tougher, and better able to deal with adversities than our non-Vietnam veteran contemporaries. In this episode, I'm going to tell you about Vietnam Veteran P.D. Taylor. Lives out in Oklahoma City. Matter of fact, he was born and raised in Oklahoma City. Today, he is running for re-election as sheriff of Oklahoma County. I highly encourage anybody in that county to vote for him. If you're not in Oklahoma County, wherever you may be, because this podcast goes around the world, I am asking you to do whatever you can to support P.D. Taylor in his re-election bid. These days, the police is in the news. All you hear about is how bad they are and how terrible they are and how we need to get rid of them. And there are fools out there who are saying we need to defund our police departments. And that's exactly what they are, fools. I would say to all those people who do not like the police to go to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA, and there you will see how it should be done. The effort to make the police be the best they can be is led by Sheriff P.D. Taylor. P.D. Taylor in Vietnam had one of the most dangerous jobs in the country. He drove a truck. I don't care if you're driving a truck in downtown Saigon or up on the DMZ or out on Highway 19 running from Quy Nhon up to Pleiku, driving through the An Khê and the Man Yang Pass. Wherever it was dangerous. That's what P.D. Taylor did in Vietnam. He was drafted into the Army, and no, he did not run off to Canada with all the other yellowtails that went up there. He stepped forward and served his country as a draftee. A testament to how well he did over in Vietnam is he came home as a Spec 5. As soon as he got home, he went into law enforcement there in his hometown of Oklahoma City. You are encouraged to go over to the podcast website, VietnamVeteranNews.com, at episode 1780, and there you will see a picture of Sheriff P.D. Taylor, and you will understand why he is such an outstanding individual. After you hear his story, you will understand why he is an outstanding individual and should be elected to the office of sheriff for another term. Recently, there was a story about him in the Black Chronicle newspaper there in Oklahoma City. It was titled, Sheriff Seeking Election, Aspires for Agency That Protects. This story was provided by the editor of the Black Chronicle. I'm going to share that story with you in full because it lays out what an outstanding individual P.D. Taylor is and the tremendous job he has done to serve his community and what he's going to do in the future. When you hear this story, your reaction more than likely is going to be, how in the world could you vote for anybody else besides P.D. Taylor for sheriff of Oklahoma County? It's that compelling. Without any further ado, let's take a look at this story. Dateline, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, USA. Oklahoma Sheriff P.D. Taylor, saying he hopes to advance his vision of having the sheriff's office become truly a protection of citizens agency, said he will seek election to a full term. He was appointed to the office in 2017 to complete an unexpired term. I am excited and honored to serve Oklahoma County's citizens during this new day in our county where we can truly focus on the safety of all our citizens, young and old, he said. As I seek a second term, I am proud of the many improvements that I have made at the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office and am looking forward to solely focusing on law enforcement and public safety, PD said. Sheriff's Office employees deserve support and a bright future, Sheriff Taylor went on. I intend to ensure that promises I have made to the citizens and the staff are promises that I will keep. Sheriff Taylor has been in law enforcement for more than 48 years. Sheriff Taylor told me personally that he got into law enforcement as soon as he got home from Vietnam. Continuing. Throughout those 48 years, I have worked to keep our community safe, he commented. Indeed, I have spent a lifetime serving our citizens. He took over the sheriff's office in 2017. Since then, he has implemented numerous cost-cutting initiatives and improvements while streamlining the agency. A statement from his campaign organization said, he has worked closely with the Criminal Justice Reform Committee, with judges and local law enforcement agencies to reduce inmate population at the Oklahoma County Jail, the statement said. By the way, Sheriff Taylor related to me that the Oklahoma City County Jail is the biggest jail in the state of Oklahoma. Continuing. That has resulted in a reduction of jail inmate population by more than 30%. Saving taxpayers money, the Taylor campaign statement pointed out. Now get this. A team instituted by Sheriff Taylor has served more than 30,000 warrants, and the team has captured many dangerous and repeat offenders, making our streets safer. Sheriff P.D. Taylor is an active, well-known pillar in the law enforcement community. Upon his retirement from the Oklahoma City Police Department in 1997, he immediately started working at the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. He began working for that office as a captain and was promoted to major 2 years later. He was an undersheriff for 14 years and was named the sheriff in 2017. Now get this list of qualifications. Sheriff Taylor is a member of the Oklahoma Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, the Oklahoma Sheriffs Association, and the Oklahoma Chiefs of Police. He is a member of the Oklahoma County Retirement Board, the Conditional Bond Board, the Drug Court Board, the Community Sentencing Board, the ABLE Commission, and the Planning Committee for Leadership, Oklahoma City. On top of all of that, Sheriff Taylor has been inducted into the Oklahoma Law Enforcement Hall of Fame and was named the 1995 Fraternal Order of Police Member of the Year, which is a national honor as he was selected out of 270,000 FOP members nationwide. He is a native of Oklahoma City. He graduated from Putnam City High School and graduated with an associate's degree from Southwestern Oklahoma Junior College, having majored in police science. He served in the Vietnam War with the U.S. Army. He attends the Village Baptist Church. He and his wife of 43 years have 3 daughters and 7 grandchildren. And there you have the story of Oklahoma County Sheriff P.D. Taylor and why he is the man for the job of sheriff in that county. I encourage everybody to vote for him because he is definitely the best man for the job. When I spoke to him recently, he was so excited about a new program they just put into effect there at the Oklahoma County Jail. They have set up a veterans pod. It's a standalone 2-story building. that will only house veterans, and he says it's brand new, but the results already have been outstanding and a good way to help take care of the veterans who unfortunately end up in jail for one reason or another. I could tell just from his voice he was sincere about doing the best he can for the people of Oklahoma County. Again, I encourage everybody in that county to vote for him. If you're not in that county, call up everybody you know in the county and recommend they vote for P.D. Taylor for sheriff. He'll do a great job. P.D. Taylor, I am hereby issuing you unofficial Vietnam Veteran News podcast salute for your service to your country. Speaking on behalf of all Vietnam veterans and a grateful country, thank you very much for your service, and I wish you the best in the future. This is Mac Payne closing out episode 1780 of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast. Thank you so much for coming to listen to these stories. You are cordially invited to return again soon and often to listen to more that will be coming your way on this podcast, the Vietnam Veteran News.
How about that? Ain't that a mess?